A few minutes to thank you for taking a few minutes to join us today so that we can inform you about the housing options and the registration options that are coming up. We will be recording this session, so if you need to refer back to it, it will be posted on the Exhibitor portal of the AAHKS site. What I will ask you to do is, as you have questions throughout the presentation, use the chat mechanism to chat them in, and then we will get to everybody's questions when we're done. Today, joining us from the AAHKS team is Mike Zarsky, our Executive Director. Me, Jeff Mitchell, I'm Director of Marketing Corporate Relations. Renelyn Malvarletta, Senior Director of Events and Operations, will be discussing housing. Sharon Creed is our registrar, and she will be discussing the registration process. Anna Brooks Anna Brooks and Lauren Miller from Smith Buckland are my right hand in terms of managing the show and are a great resource, and they'll all be on the call today. And so with that, I'm going to throw it over to Mike Zarsky for some welcoming words.
Thank you, Jeff, and welcome to everybody on the webinar. And let me express my appreciation for your continued support for the AAHKS annual meeting. Without your participation, it wouldn't be the event that it is. As you know, we were in the Gaylord Texan for the first time last year. Now we'll be returning and making a few tweaks and adjustments based on our first year's experience. And again, I want to thank you for your cooperation and flexibility and some of the changes that we made to the exhibit floor layout and things like that. It's a little early to be talking about attendance. You know, over half of our attendees don't register until September and October, but looking at the numbers, we do have 558 attendees registered already, and that's above any of the previous numbers at this same time in other years, including last year, which was a record breaker. We'll expect that to be continue to go up. The other thing is, of course, we can't all fit into the Gaylord, and unfortunately, some of our members just won't come to the meeting if they can't get in the Gaylord. So we appreciate your cooperation with housing. We have made a special effort this year to line up additional hotels for exhibitors and contract good rates with them and set up shuttle service to the Gaylord. So we appreciate your cooperation and your willingness to occupy some of those other properties away from the Gaylord. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Anna.
Hello, everyone. Great to see you all today. I will be walking through the 2023 exhibitor schedule. So Wednesday, November 1st, we have move-in from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. For 2020 booths and larger only. And then on Thursday, we will continue move-in from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then our exhibitor hours will be Friday, November 3rd from 7 a.m. to 2:50 p.m. And then we'll have our welcome reception from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And then from Saturday, November 4th, we'll start the day at 7 a.m. and then tentatively end the day between 3 and 4 p.m. And we will call out that exact time in exhibitor newsletters that you guys will be getting from me. So please watch out for that. And then move out will be ending at 10 p.m. that same day, and then continue on Sunday, November 6th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Thank you. And now I will pass it over to Sharon.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sharon Creed. Thanks for being here today. As you may have known, I've worked with several of you in the past. I handle the exhibitor registration. I just sent an email blast out today with the link to the exhibitor registration. And within that link, it will show that went to the primary contact of each company. Badge allotments for free badges are based on the booth size that you have contracted with us. You can purchase additional badges, as many as you'd like, over that allotment through October 22nd. They will be priced at $500, and then starting October 23rd, they will go up through on-site registration. The AAHKS exhibitor badge will give you access to the scientific sessions, all the meals in the exhibit hall, and the industry symposia that your company puts on, meaning that if you're with a company that has a symposia, your reps will be allowed into that. If not, we ask that you leave those spots for the attendees, since we do have sometimes limited access to seating in the sessions. You can move to the next slide. So here on top is the registration link, and that was, like I said,
Sorry, Sharon, I can barely hear you. Can you speak up or turn your mic up?
Sure, I'll try. Is that any better?
No, you're still barely audible.
Okay. Should have spoke before. Not sure why that's happening.
I could hear you really well, Sharon. So.
Oh, okay. I'll just try to speak up for maybe those that can't. So the link at the above this page was, like I said, just sent this morning prior to the opening of the webinar. It went directly to the primary contacts of each company. You can share that with any contacts that are linked to your company if that's the way that you'd like to allow registration. Normally, we ask that the primary contact manages the exhibitors that are attending from their company. Badges will display with the first name and last name and the company name of each company. And you can log in. When you log in, if you go to the next slide, you're going to see this button that says Manage Reps. And then once you click that button, next slide, it's going to show a list of any of the contacts that are currently linked with your company. And then you'll see a check box. So once you check that box and save it, that's saying that you want to register that person from your company. If you don't see a specific contact on the list, you can add them there. Or you can send me an email. I'm always willing to help if you can't, if you have trouble getting a contact added, or you see someone on your list that you're like, they're no longer with the company. I want to make sure that they can't be registered or whichever. And then if you can go to the next slide. And then this just shows the checkout. So even if you're just registering, if you're maybe a smaller company and you get 3 complimentary badges with your booth and you're only registering those 3, please be sure that even though you get to the shopping cart and your shopping cart shows a 0 balance, please click through, because that clicking through even a 0 shopping cart is going to make sure that all those badges have been added to your invoice and those reps are registered. But you will then, the system will keep track of which ads are complimentary and which ads are charged. So if you do have over your allotment at this point, you'll have to click through to pay for those additional badges. And if we can go to the next slide. So my recommendation always is, even if you're adding complimentary plus paid badges, is to add in all the complimentary badges first and complete that process and save. That way it's going to make sure when you go back in, those names are listed as the complimentary people, and those names cannot be removed or changed. They can be changed, but not canceled by any other ones that may use the link. As a reminder, each attendee must have their own badge. AAHKS does not allow sharing of badges. You can log back in until the 22nd to make changes to your list or add to your list. If you do need to cancel and refund a paid badge, then please send those requests to me directly and I can help you out with those. Badge pickup is always on site. We will be emailing a QR code to all of the registered representatives. And so they can walk up on site quickly with that QR code to have their badge printed and be on their way. And with that, I'm going to kick it off to Renalyn to talk about the housing.
Thank you, Sharon. Hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining us today for our first exhibitor webinar. For housing, we understand it's a very hot topic. And as Mike had mentioned earlier, we do have one AAHKS annual meeting under our belt at the Gaylord Texan. Since registration has officially opened today, you can also log into your AAHKS account online and reserve your guest room. And again, as Mike had mentioned, AAHKS has contracted with several properties within proximity of the Gaylord Texan Resort and Convention Center, and a complimentary shuttle service will be provided between the Gaylord and all these other hotels. Please be advised that we do have room blocks as part of our contract with these hotels. And in order to avail of the discounted, the negotiated rate, you'll need to book directly online, or a couple of the properties have phone numbers. And again, I will direct you to your AAHKS account online for exhibitor registration to access those links, as well as the phone numbers to call if you need to book your room. This will be your first of many reminders that the booking deadline is on October 9th, 2023, which is a Monday. And after October 9th, depending on availability, the hotels may be able to secure a guest room reservation for you, but it will not be at the negotiated or discounted rate. It will be at the prevailing rate at the time of booking. So we were talking about these hotels. The next slide will show you the locations and the names of the different properties that AAHKS has contracted with for a room block. And the first one is the Gaylord Texan, the Great Wolf Lodge, which is across the street from the Gaylord Texan. It's approximately a mile, which is about a 5-minute drive. And the negotiated rate for that, actually for all these properties, are less than what is currently being offered at the Gaylord. So hopefully the additional savings will also be beneficial for you and your companies. The next property is the Courtyard by Marriott Dallas, DFW Airport North. This is also in Grapevine. It's that green house right there on your screen, which is also about a couple of miles from the Gaylord Texan, which is also in the same area as the next property, which is the Hilton Garden Inn Grapevine at Silver Lake Crossing. Again, this is about a couple of miles, roughly a 5 to 7 minute drive to and from the Gaylord Texan. Lastly, we do have another Marriott property. We have Marriott Hilton, and this one is the Dallas Fort Worth Airport Marriott, which is right by DFW Airport, which we believe last year we actually had some attendees or exhibitors stay at this property. So this year, AAHKS has a contracted room block for a discounted rate that you can take advantage of. And again, this will be part of the complimentary shuttle service that we will be offering, so you can easily transfer between the properties as needed. And again, reminder, the booking deadline is October 9th, 2023, which is a Monday. And if you have any questions, you can log on to your AAHKS account online, and all the information is posted under exhibitor registration, or you could always reach out to us at AAHKS. Thank you so much. And this will be, we'll address the questions, I believe, later. So the next topic that we're talking about is learning objectives. I'll pass it over to Lauren.
Thanks, Renelyn. Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Miller, the trade show manager for AAHKS, and I'm going to be talking about learning objectives. I'm sure a majority of you are familiar with the process. It is the same as in previous years, but as a reminder, the purpose of learning objectives is to facilitate meaningful discussion on the trade show floor with our attendees. You should have received an initial communication from me regarding the submission of learning objectives. The deadline was on Friday, July 14th. If you have not yet submitted, please do so this week. We have extended the deadline through the end of this week. So please follow the link on this slide, ahks.org/meeting, and it will take you to the learning objectives webpage, which will have a link to submit. Once you submit, we will review with our committee and send back any revisions and approvals by Friday, August 18th. As a reminder, learning objectives will be posted with your company profile on the AAHKS website and pushed to all attendees in the mobile app. So they're a great way to get additional visibility while on site at our annual meeting. Next slide. And then passing it back over to Jeff.
And thank you. Okay, so as we go through the process, and everyone, please remember to chat in your questions. We will get to all of them, and definitely want to be helpful. And we've assembled this great team to help you through the entire process. So as you go through the process, here's just a list of the emails that you should contact for specific areas. So registration, Sharon is your best resource. She's been doing this for a very long time, and there's no question she hasn't heard or know how to answer. Logistics, Anna does a great job, and she would be happy to take your questions. And on housing, just because we have multiple people on that, just chat your questions or email your questions into meeting@ahks.org. And we will respond within 24 hours of each question. Go to the next slide, please. All right, so then let's throw it open to Q&A. Chat them in and we'll answer them. I have one from Michelle here, which is, can we go ahead and book rooms without securing registration? Maybe another couple of weeks until we finalize. Renelyn, you want to answer that one?
I would be happy to. Thank you, Michelle, for your question. That's a very popular question. So there really is no stopping you from booking your guest room reservation now, even prior to finalizing your exhibitor registration. That's absolutely fine. But please be aware that we do closely monitor these guest room reservations just because of the extremely limited availability. We want to be able to accommodate not just our attendees, but our industry partners as well. So you'll keep receiving reminders once we do an internal audit. If we see a name under the hotel list that does not match a name in the registration list, you'll definitely receive a reminder from us. As we get closer to the meeting, that would be more frequent. So we just highly encourage you to make sure that the information matches between your exhibitor registration as well as the guest room reservation. I hope that answers your question.
Thanks, Renelyn. And we have a question from Miguel. He missed the slide, apologies. Lauren, when is the learning objective deadline again?
The learning objective deadline was on Friday, July 14th, but we have made an extension and are accepting submissions through the end of this week.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any other questions out there? Please chat them in. We might as well get to all of them. I missed the part about housing, Jacqueline asked. Do we register rooms at the Gaylord directly through the Gaylord? Renelyn?
Yes, I am here. Hi, Jacqueline. So for exhibitor housing this year, we actually have contracted several properties within proximity of the Gaylord Texan. So the Gaylord Texan is exclusively for our attendees and members. And again, this is based on a lot of data that we've gathered over the years that AAHKS members and attendees, some of them have actually contacted our office saying they're not going to attend our meeting if they're not staying at the host hotel, which is completely understandable. So for this year, we are revisiting an oldie but a goodie, a proven effective strategy that we've done in the past, where we have selected hotels specifically for exhibitors, and we are offering a complimentary shuttle service between the Gaylord Texan and these properties. And again, as a reminder, once you log into your AAHKS account online for exhibitor registration, if you scroll down toward the bottom of the page, all the hotels are listed there with specific instructions on how to secure your guest room reservation, when the cutoff dates are, deposit policy, and all other information that you'll need.
Genevieve asks, will AAHKS allow a company room block within the AAHKS housing block?
So we'll be happy. That quick and short answer is no. However, we would be happy to connect you if you're interested with our contact at the hotels, because again, AAHKS has contracted these room blocks within these hotels to give our exhibitor representatives a chance to book these rooms at a discounted rate. So we'll be happy to connect you if you want to book a subblock for your group. We'll connect you with our contact, and hopefully you can take advantage of some sort of discount as well.
Justin has a question. I was given 6 bandages and gave out 3. However, when I try to add 3 more, it tries to charge me an extra $500 per badge. How can I get around this, Sharon?
Okay, I'll have to, as soon as we're done with the webinar here, I'll take a look at your account. It could be that the invoice was put in for one booth size, and maybe, you know, you then change to a bigger booth size. So we'll have to take that one offline, but I guarantee you I'll get back to you and make sure you can add, you know, the names that you need at the correct price.
Also, I do want to share that I know a lot of times people try to register for badges through Map Dynamics because it appears like you can. Registration is not through Map Dynamics. You need to follow the directions that Sharon gave you today through our proprietary system and not go through Map Dynamics. I wish we could turn that off so that you can't see it, but unfortunately that doesn't work that way. Okay. Hello, Sharon, another one for you. Hello, their primary contact is no longer with the company, but they received an email from Sharon. How do you get into the exhibitor link, registration link? They tried their email, but in the body of the email to use, but they don't have the password.
Okay, just email me who the primary contact should be, and I can make that change, and then your login, your AAHKS login will work as the primary. So we just have to switch out anyone who I was going to say either did not receive the email today. That means that it probably went to the wrong person, or we don't have, or if a primary contact on an account changed, we have to change that on the back end of the system, and then we will email you that link showing the username of the corrected primary contact.
Okay, Anna, Sharon, Sarah is asking to back up to the slide with the hotel map so that she can take a quick screenshot if you could do that.
And also we'll convert the PowerPoint slides into a PDF, and I believe we are posting it on our website along with a recording of this video, so you can have access to that too. But here it is if you want to take a screenshot. Thank you, Anna.
Does anybody have any other questions? We've come to an end of what's been chatted in so far, and we don't want to leave anybody out. If not, thank you all for joining us today. This will be posted online as soon as we get it downloaded so that you can refer back to it if you need to. And thanks everybody. And we look forward to seeing you in November. And please let us know if we can help you in any way in the meantime. Have a nice afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.